All right, so I just want to welcome everyone to this webinar. Basically, I want to go over this because I've been in this industry for so long, and I wanted to give the right information to all of you. So I'm super excited, you guys. I don't want to spend a ton of time on this. I know that you guys have other things that you could be doing. So number one, I want to appreciate you for being here on this webinar, and I want you to really just stay focused. So turn off any distractions. If you have a phone or any kind of like social media app, just turn it off for a second so that way you can consume all of the information I'm about to give you, because I can promise you this information that I am going to share with you are techniques and methods that I have used throughout my entire fitness career, and it's helped hundreds, if not thousands, of men and women transform their bodies. And I can promise you that it works. I can promise you that it will make complete sense. And after, you will walk away with so much knowledge that you'll be like, huh, it all makes sense. And that's what I really want to give back to you. So we're going to dive into this. And so again, just if you have any like social media or anything like that, any distractions, I just ask that you just turn off so you can stay present in this presentation. So here we go. So I created this program. It's called the Elite Transformation, and it is the same program that I have used for over 12 plus years of my career. But I want to introduce myself because you may not know who I am, and you may be like, what is, what do you do, Matt, and like, who are you? Well, first off, my name is Matt Johnson. I have been a personal trainer for over 12 years now. I have worked in big gyms. I've worked in private gyms. I've worked with some of the very, very best coaches and mentors. And I have competed in 3 bodybuilding competitions. I always place in my competitions. I put in the work. And if there's a diet or if there's a workout program or anything out there, believe me, I have done it. I know the effects. I know what it's like. So you can see in my before and after pictures, I'm not someone that has this genetically blessed body. That's one thing that clients always say to me, Matt, like, you know, it just comes easy to you. But the truth is that it doesn't. It's a lot of work for me because my body will put on fat just as easy as it will anyone else. And I've been there. I've been like the most out of shape that I've been has been like 200 pounds in a 5'6" body frame. That's really hard. I've had the imbalance of hormones. I've had a metabolism shutdown, like all due from competing, which is a whole nother story. But I know what it's like to look in the mirror and not feel your best. I know what it's like to struggle to just do the daily life things, to have a low quality of life. I know what it's like to just not feel confident and to just and I know what it's like to put in all of the work and not get results. Listen, the frustrations and the things that you go through right now, I can relate. And that's why I love doing what I do, is because I can relate to your own journey. So that's a little bit about me. So first off, I want to cover some of the most common questions that I hear people ask when it comes to their health and fitness goals. So number one is, what diet works best for me? Okay, and we're going to go over all of these. I'm going to answer all of these questions. By the end of this webinar, you're going to know the answers to these. Okay, how many calories should I be eating? What workouts should I be doing? And then how many times a week should I be working out? And then how long should I be working out? Okay, why am I not seeing results anymore? Okay, so these are some of the most common questions that I see people ask, and some of the biggest frustrations that people have. If anything, like, these questions are really confusions for a lot of people, because a lot of these questions are based off of things that other gurus in the fitness industries have really taught. And it's like, I followed this one, but why doesn't it work? I followed this, why doesn't it work? And that could be the underlying question, is, why does this not work for me? Okay. You see, the biggest problem in the fitness industry is that everyone is teaching how difficult it is, with telling people that they have to be on restrictive dieting or doing intense workouts. when the truth is, it's a lot more simple than that. We've gone further away from the actual science of fat loss. And that's been the biggest mistake that we've made in the evolution of fitness, is that we've just gotten away from the actual science of fat loss. And I'm going to teach you the actual science today. I want you to walk away and being like, that's so much more simple. It makes perfect sense. And all of the things that people like have told me in the past, like, I can see why it's like garbage. What I want you to understand about the fitness industry is that it is like $1 billion, if not $1 trillion industry. And everything that you see, from a diet to a supplement to anything, is all based off of marketing. Now, how you market something is you take one simple piece of the puzzle that does work and you market it, you label it. Keto, paleo, Atkins, all of the diets that you have seen has been part of the science that someone has taken and put a label on it to market to you. But it's not the full equation. And that's why only a certain percentage of people get results and why the others don't, because they are set up for the next diet that comes out in the next fad. That's why fad diets come and go so quickly. So it's really important for you to understand that. So what are some of the biggest mistakes that people are making with their fitness goals? Well, number one is that people are not eating enough for their output. You've heard calories in, calories out. There's truth to that. But what people don't understand is that equation is really for a sedentary person. So people are cutting their calories way too low, and they're not putting enough calories in for the output or the workouts that they're doing. So they're actually in like a double negative, right? It's basically like running your car on empty. If your car had no gas in it, it'd be like, okay, now I want you to go from, while just having being on I want you to drive from Utah to New York, not filling up your gas tank. Could you do it? No. It's a ridiculous thought, but yet we do that to our bodies and we don't see the damage that is happening to them. And I can go on and on about this and why it's so bad for us. People don't do sustainable nutrition plans. People go for the quick and easy. We just live in a time where people are really just used to the quick and immediate results. And what happens is that we get on these extreme plans that just aren't sustainable. People are working out way too much. People think that, what if I do double workouts? What if I just go hard like for 2 hours straight? Like they're still thinking in the calories in, calories out. But again, you don't have to do that to yourself. In fact, it can cause negative side effects. It can cause your body to actually hold on to more fat if you work out too much. Okay? They're not addressing the internal health first. A lot of people don't understand that sometimes, because of your past history of diets, because of your past history of just daily living, some of the best things that you can focus on is your gut health. Some of the best things that you can focus on is your mental health, your emotional health. If you fix those things first, you're going to have a lot easier time getting the results that you want externally. That means the number on the scale. That means the tape measure. That means it's what you see in the reflection of the mirror. If you can address those three things first, you're going to be way better off. They're buying programs from non-credible sources and cookie cutter plans. This one drives me insane because in the world of social media, everyone claims to be a guru. Everyone claims to be an expert. Why? Because they've hired someone else that has helped them get the body that they've always wanted, and then they market. They market to you like they're some kind of expert. You guys, you got to be really careful. And you have to understand that there are way credible sources that you should be looking for. And not only that, but is if someone's trying to give you a cookie cutter plan, you should really be aware of that and be wary of that, because that just shows that they probably don't know what they're doing. There is something that said, like, everyone's body is different, which requires a different nutrition plan, a different workout plan. It's so important for you to understand that the customization is key. You should never buy a cookie cutter plan. People are following unnecessary programs. that's kind of going back up to the not sustainable nutrition plans. But like I see people jumping on diets and programs that everyone else is doing, and they just kind of follow. Like people are just sheep, and they just say everyone's doing it, everyone's getting results, when really it's like 2 or 3 people that they know who have gotten the results. Really, it's really important that you understand that the best program to follow is the program that fits your lifestyle and gives you the results that you actually want long term. We got to get out of this mind of just short term immediate goals. We got to start thinking more long term and the quality of life and health that we have. So my biggest question to you is, and that I want you to see is, out of all of this, the questions and the mistakes and what people are doing, what has been the result? I mean, really, like, what has been the result of this? People are just more lost and confused about what it takes to achieve fat loss. And we're still getting more fat. Over 12 years of my career, over 12 years, the trends of obesity have only gotten worse. They're not getting better. They're getting worse. So what does that tell you? It tells you that something that we're doing is not working. So all of those things that I mentioned, all of the information, all of the things that like you've heard, it's just not working anymore. It never really has worked. It's a marketing scheme, because honestly, the fitness industry just wants your money. And I know that sounds so bad, because we're supposed to be in this industry where people want to help people, and there's a good majority that do, but the marketing industry and the fitness industry in general just wants money. It's a business, it's an industry. And I know that sounds really bad because I'm in it, but I'm telling you the truth. I've seen it, and I want to be real with all of you and tell you the truth. So what I want you to see is, what does the typical diet today actually look like? The American diet, what are most people doing today? So I built this graph so you could see this. Most people can relate to this. Now, where this is going to be, where you might not relate to this, is if you're someone that does intermittent fasting, I mean. If you're doing that, this chart's going to look a little bit different, but for at some point in your life, this is going to be something that you can relate to. Trust me. So most people, obviously, when they wake up, they have no calories in them. Rarely are we going to have, like, unless you ate in your sleep. I don't know. So the first thing that we want to do is we want to go get breakfast. And so we have, like, you know, I don't know, maybe 200, some 300 to 350 calorie breakfast, okay? We get that breakfast in. That might be, you know, a bowl of oatmeal or something. So around 10, 11 or so in the year at work, and you start to feel hungry. You start to look at the clock, and you start to say, is it almost lunchtime? And you start thinking about that lunch. Then what happens is, as soon as lunch happens and you go out to eat, you're like, you're at that restaurant or something, or you're grabbing something to eat for lunch. You're just like, oh, I'm so hungry. And so you get like all this food, and it comes up to like 500, 600, sometimes even 1,000 calories. Okay. Then come around 2, 3 p.m. in the afternoon, you start to get a little bit, like, I always call it the bobblehead effect. You start bobbling your head like, and you just start getting a little bit drowsy, and you start to get the afternoon like you need a nap. Then you go all the rest of the time, like you get this little surge of energy back, and you're good. And then by the time you get home, it's like 6 or 7, it's dinner time, and you're just starving. So you just eat the biggest meal you can. And again, it goes up to 700 to 1,000 plus calories. And then around, 8 to 10 p.m., you start to get the sweet tooth. A lot of people start to get that craving for the desserts, the sweets. And so you have maybe like a 300, hopefully not 1,000 calories. Some people do. But you start to get that little late night binge, and you want those sweets. Does this look familiar? For the majority of people, they're going to be able to relate to this chart. What I want you to understand, this blue line that's connecting all of the dots, what that represents is your blood sugar. So this whole graph is an example of what your blood sugars are doing throughout the day. Why is that so bad? Is because your blood sugars are now going in spikes of insulin, which eventually gets stored as fat. So this is why people are creating more of a fat storing metabolism and system inside their body than anything, is because we have to understand like the importance of controlling blood sugar, okay? And a lot of people don't understand this concept. It really comes down to controlling blood sugars. Fat loss is really about controlling those. So here's the result. You're gonna have lower energy levels. You're gonna have cravings. Your hormones are gonna be imbalanced. You're gonna binge eat more often. You're gonna have the weight loss roller coaster. Your body's gonna store more fat, okay? So this is an example. This is a real example. In fact, I just had someone in here that like lists the diagram really just happened. I wish I could show it to you, but obviously I'm going to keep that private. But so what this is showing is if you go to the first column says start of the program. This person starts off at 250 pounds, okay? Their body fat percentage is 35%. Now here at the Elite Training Facility, we have a DEXA scan. That's an x-ray machine that puts off like small amounts of radiation, not a big, but it does x-ray your entire body and tells me exactly 99.9% accuracy of how much body fat you have and how much muscle you have, including your bone density. So I can get an exact number of this and track them. Okay, so this person starts at 35% body fat, which means they have 87 pounds of fat on their frame and 162 pounds of muscle. Not so bad. Now, let's say we trace this over the course of 3 months. Okay, this person loses 30 pounds. Okay, but we look and so they're 220 on the scale, and we look at their body fat percentage, they're at 32% body fat. Okay, then we go down to their fat mass. They have 70 pounds of fat and 149 pounds of muscle. Can you see the problem with this? Because as we break those numbers down, it's more important to say, what did you lose? So many people are fixated on the number on the scale, and this is why I tell clients, you cannot pay so close attention to the number on the scale. It's only one part of the equation. It's a 1 out of 4, okay? If you can see, there's like 4 boxes that I break this down to. So this person lost 30 pounds, okay? They lost 3% body fat, only 3% body fat. So they lost 17 pounds of fat, which is great, but at what cost? Because they also lost 12 pounds of muscle. Guys, that's a lot of muscle. That's a lot of fat burning machinery that you're losing. This is the common result with most people, and I just saw it like literally right before I jumped on this webinar. I had someone come in and do a DEXA scan, and we did a 3-month track, and this is exactly what happened. And they were like, I only lost, like 2% body fat, but I lost 20 pounds. And I was like, yeah, like, you got to eat more. You got to be better on your nutrition. I'm like, okay. So this is real results. This is really what's happening today. Okay. So what does the Elite Transformation Plan look like? What makes this so different? I'm going to show you. So here's what I look for. Now, if you notice on the numbers on the left, I changed them because I'm not so worried about calories. I am worried about calories, but this will make sense. I'm more worried about controlling blood sugars, okay? So when someone wakes up, we're going to call it an even 0. Now, you're not going to be 0 because if you're 0, you're dead. That wouldn't work. So, but I'm going to say we haven't done anything to spike your blood sugars, okay? So at breakfast, because it's the start of the day, I can start you with higher blood sugars. I can kind of spike them. So I can go up to a 60% of your meal being carbohydrates, just your meal, not the day. so I can spike them kind of high, and your body's going to be fine because we still got all day that we're going to use that. You have to remember that protein, carbs, and fats, those are like energy sources for your body, and how you manipulate them is going to control your blood sugar levels. So at the beginning of the day, I have a higher carb meal, and what you're going to see is that's going to change. At mid-morning, I want to make sure that I'm not just letting my blood sugars dive. So I give them a snack. I give clients a snack, and I'm still can keep that kind of high in the percentages, so it can still be in the high 50s. Okay, so that can be 50 to 55% of that meal being from carbohydrates. Then I'll go into the lunch, and again, I'm going to decrease, but I can still be 45 to 50, if not a little bit higher, and I'm still going to be fine. I usually widen the gap where it can be 45 to 55, so the blood sugars are still being stable. Okay. Mid-afternoon, again, just a small drop. Now I'm going to go more to 40 to 45. Okay, dinner, now I'm going to go more 35 to 30. And then at night, I'm going to drop them down maybe 20. Okay, so if you see this, and you remember that blue line is a measure of your blood sugar levels. What you're going to notice is that it's a tapering off throughout the day. It's sustained, it's level. This is why everyone who comes into my program says, I have sustained energy. I don't have the afternoon crash anymore. And it's simply because I am controlling your blood sugar levels. And that's why fat just melts off when you start my programs, okay? So what are the results of this diet? Sustained energy levels, like I was mentioning. No more cravings. You see, the only reason people have sweet tooth is because their blood sugars go up and down. And if you keep on having blood sugars or simple carbs, they spike really high and drop really low. And when it's really low, your body wants sweets because it's simple for it to break down and get it back up. Properly balanced hormones. Eating enough so that way you're not binge eating. Consistent results. And like I said, your body will burn more fat. It will be able to turn to the fat in your body more for energy and actually burn rather than store. So the goal is to be focused on fat loss, okay? So here's the difference between a weight loss program, which we saw before in the other graph, and the difference between this, which is a fat loss program. I focus on fat loss. So here's the results. We take the same numbers, the 250 pounds, 35% body fat, 87 pounds of fat, and 162 pounds of lean body mass. So same numbers, 220. They get down to 220. But this time they come down to 25% body fat. So they've lost 10% body fat. They've lost 55 pounds of fat and 165 pounds of lean body mass is where they ended up. What is the results? They've lost 30 pounds. They've lost 10% body fat. They've lost 32 pounds of fat. That's huge. Not only that, but they've actually gained lean body mass. People are like, well, you can't gain muscle if you're burning fat. Yes, you can. I have proven this time and time again. It's about how you feel your body, your workouts, and the manipulations through those. Once you have the perfect synergy within your program, you can transform your body faster and easier than you ever thought possible. So really, like, what makes this different? Well, the truth is like we're focused on fat loss. We're not worried about weight loss. When a client is like, hey, my scale's not moving, I said, yeah, but look at your inches. Your inches are shrinking dramatically. We are losing fat. Fat loss is visible. When you see it, when you see transformation, that is fat loss. Okay, you're gonna have more energy and you're gonna feel better, because once you start getting your energy up and your hormones in balance, you're just gonna feel better. You're just gonna, like, it's hard to explain, but it's just like your body is working the way that it's supposed to. Okay, no more unrealistic or restrictive dieting. This is a lifestyle. The Elite Transformation is about teaching you how to have sustainability and a lifestyle with everything that we do. The reason why like people can't stick to most programs is because they have to eat unrealistically and it's too low of calories or too restrictive. This is not. I want you to be able to do this for the rest of your life. Okay? It's simple. I put simple programming into this. and it follows the science of fat loss. Okay, it's simple. Okay, it's not easy, but it is very simple. All it is what I tell people is a plug and play, and it's just going to follow the basic science, and it's going to teach you, and you're going to get better results. And that's the other thing, is that I have a track record of consistent results with clients. Now, these aren't like long year transformations. This is all within 1 year, some even weeks. Okay, I want you guys to see this because I want you to see what's actually possible and what it's supposed to actually be like. You should be getting results. If you're putting in the work and you're doing it right, you should see results. If you're not doing it right, and you should stop doing it, because you deserve to feel better. You deserve to look in that mirror, to feel confident, and see your hard work pay off. You deserve to live a higher quality of life through your health and wellness. You deserve to have better body positivity. You deserve to actually really like just see everything come together. That's what you deserve, okay? And I want you to have that, okay? So what now? Well, in my opinion, it's just really time for you to start and join the Elite Transformation. Listen, I have helped hundreds and hundreds of men and women from all over the world. People who are just like you, who feel stuck, who are just wanting the truth, who are just wanting answers, and really who just want to start living the life that they feel like allows them to have confidence, to feel good, and to live a life of health and wellness, and like feel like they can do anything, not limited by what their body and their health standards are. That's what I'm able to give you. If you are willing to put in the work, because it does require work, and you are willing to follow and be coachable in this program and just take it one day at a time, I can promise you, you're going to get so much further than you ever thought possible, because that's what it is. It's a consistent step-by-step basis. But I can promise you, within the first month of your transformation, you're going to be amazed at what difference applying the real science and the things that we talked about will make to your life, and you will not regret it. This is an investment into you. This is an investment into your health. This is an investment into your life. And I can promise you it is more than worth it. So if that's something that you want to do, then what I want you to do is I'm going to have a link for you to apply. I really only want to work with people who are truly committed. I don't want people who are just on the fence. I want people who are action takers, who are really truly ready to take their life and their health into their hands. So if that's you, I'm going to have you click the link. I'm going to have you apply so that way we can get on a phone consultation and go over your goals and really make sure that this is right and that you are ready for your elite transformation. Okay. Now we have some people on, and I want to like just do a Q&A. I just feel like that might be helpful for some. So let's unmute everyone. Okay, does anyone have any questions? Any questions? Did everything make sense?
Hey, Matt.
Yeah.
I don't have any questions. You know, I've been working with you, you know, over the last few weeks here. But I would like to attest and say that, you know, with your program, my energy has been amazing. Going from the typical American diet chart that you showed, that was totally me. There was the, you know, the high calorie in the morning, the crash, the binge, and then the crash, and then the binge, and then the sweet tooth. And using your program has been super beneficial when it came to that. I don't have, like you said, the cravings anymore, or, you know, the crashes during the middle of the day. I don't even need to take naps, you know, like, so I love your program, and I just wanted to tell you that.
I love it. Thank you. Thank you, Diane, for sharing that. And again, like That's what I love is like, it's about helping people feel better about the quality of life and the lifestyle that they're living. And that's all through like doing it right. So good. I love it. Thank you. So
Yeah.
any questions or any other comments? If not, then I'm going to end the webinar here. Again, you guys, I really appreciate you taking time out of your day to watch this. And again, if it's something that you are ready to take action on, you're ready to start your elite transformation, then please make sure that you apply, and I will be in contact with you as soon as possible. So thank you.